Welcome. It is the Ski Bum Podcast, and it is your pals Mario and Brian. Mario, what's up?
Midweek here. We're going midweek. We've been switching things up, continuing Saturdays, and anytime we can fit in the podcast, we've been working it in there. So it's kind of nice to keep grinding through.
Yeah, grinding through. Life's been a little bit hectic lately. Hectic for us, but as you'll hear in our main topic, if you want to do the Ski Bum life right, you got to listen and follow our pal Ben Ruhl, who's living up there in New Hampshire right now. Last year, he was being a ski instructor. This year, he's making snow. He's doing liftie work. He's doing whatever opportunities come his way. He's seizing the day. Carpe diem, carpe skium. That's his philosophy. He's doing it up there. This year, he was at Bretton Woods. Last year, he was at Gunstock. So he's got some pretty cool stories. He's got a pretty interesting life. He's going to have a great summer with some other, some cool mountain biking adventures he's going on. So we think you'll enjoy it. So check that out in the main topic. Thank you so much for listening. We do appreciate it. Check us out at skibumpodcast.com. We are on the socials, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Untapped at Ski Bum Podcast. We're also on YouTube. I thought it was youtube.com/Ski Bum Podcast. Apparently it's not. I got to figure out how to set that up because that's how it's set up, but I can't get to it that way. I'm working on it. That's part of my big summer vacation plans. If you want to send us an email, let us know what's up. skibumpodcast@gmail.com. Patreon. If you love what we're doing here and you want to support the show, please hit us up. Patreon.com/skibumpodcast. We've got a couple different tiers there. You could really help us out. We'd really appreciate that. We've got a shop, skibumpodcast.com/shop. That's where we're at. Mario's going to check it out right now. I can't even see him. He's gone dark because he's going shopping.
Dark. I was on the dark web shopping.
On the dark web shopping. We're there. Find us. Use Bitcoin. Use Monero. Use some other weird crypto that we just started. Who knows?
You got to use something that hasn't been invented that's so illegal that you can't even barely use it. That's what you got to use.
So the old dummies in Congress and the Fed that can't track you down because they don't know about it yet.
Exactly. You're not paying taxes for like years.
That's the move. Not financial advice. We do not recommend that.
How many people laundered money with crypto so far? Right? It's slowing down now because they're trying to regulate it. And
allegedly, perhaps Silk Road, all that good stuff back in the day. Simpler times, better times, perhaps. Simpler times, definitely.
Definitely simpler.
But thank you again so much for listening. And Mario, let's kick this off the way we always do.
It's time for Après Today.
Well, today I'm back to my marijuana cocktail.
You know what? We really need to step our Après Today game up. We've been definitely slacking in that department.
We have been. I've been thinking about making, if I'm going to do the weed drink, to do like a cocktail, like a mocktail, and just add the weed thing in there.
Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah.
We just, maybe it's because it's the end of the ski season and we are been doing a lot of recordings on Mondays, which are not the best days to be throwing a couple back.
Yeah.
There's a few things involved. Like mine, I have another Spindrift seltzer. Like this is like the third week in a row I've done this. I'm not proud of it. I'm not mad at it either. It just is what it is. It's a Monday. Like, what do you want me to do?
Well, I did make my weed drink like a Moscow Mule. So I can call this a Cheech and Chong Mule, maybe? I don't know.
Cheech and Chong Mule.
A drug mule?
A drug mule? That's not a bad one.
Drug mule. It's dosed with some stuff in it. So there's no alcohol. I use the
Amsterdam Mule. Denver Mule.
I like the drug mule.
Drug mule.
Where
does the mule name even come from? From Moscow Mule.
I don't know, but I've seen it where people refer to it as like a Mexican mule if it's tequila,
right?
Whatever the liquor they Spanish mule, they put the rum in there. So they change it up.
A Kentucky Mule bourbon.
Kentucky Mule,
yeah.
So I did just the ginger beer and a little bit of seltzer and a little splash of happy stuff.
Easy peasy.
Easy peasy.
You know what I saw this past week? Speaking of weed drinks, and it's not really a drink; it's a gummy. Ric Flair now has his own line of woo chews.
Nice.
How awesome is that?
That is awesome. I still want to get the Tyson ears.
Chews. Yeah, I think the company that does the Ric Flair ones also is involved with the Tyson one.
Nice. I gotta look those up.
Yeah.
So that's my drink of choice today. Been a rough day, been a pretty shitty day at work, and I figured why not cool out with that so I don't regret it tomorrow when I wake up for work again.
That's the big thing, right? The regret in the morning. That's the
That is
problem
the
with booze.
biggest.
As you get
Yeah.
older, especially like, I've got little kids and they don't
Too
give a
much shit
damn.
to do.
They don't care that daddy had a couple drinks. They're still jumping on me and wanting attention. And you know what?
That's it.
They got to get put first. I got to
Yeah.
be a grown ass man. I got to own my life. I got to be responsible. So
Be responsible. See, it's good.
I guess I choose life. There you go.
Choose life.
Choose life. All right. Well, that après today was pretty pathetic. We're gonna step our game up in the summer. I believe in us. We're gonna have to start recording Thursdays and Fridays again because that's when the fun podcasts happen. That's when we loosen up a bit and we have a couple of more fun drinks.
Yeah, Thursday, Friday. Thursday's tough because I'm busy Thursdays, but Fridays we could do Fridays. I don't know.
Yeah,
Those could be really kind of dangerous though.
yeah, but you know what? We create art, and sometimes you have to be a little bit dangerous when you're creating art.
Dial it
So
up, dial it down.
dial it
That
up.
works.
I think the Friday podcast we have to do that. So
Friday happy hour, happy podcast.
happy podcasts. So we'll step our podcast game up, our après game up, and I think you guys are going to enjoy that because we've had plenty of those and they've been epic. But it's just been a little bit of a.
I think for
little
Patreon,
time.
if we get like a top Patreon person, we could do shots virtually with them. That'd be kind of cool.
For every one of our sponsors, we do like one drink per sponsor. Like this one's for you.
Yeah.
Cody Miller.
Boom. See how many we get. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I don't know.
Drinking for volume does not seem fun anymore. Like
I'm
not
cool
interested
if we
in
let
having
them
8
pick
drinks.
the shot too. So you sponsor us, we do a shot with you, and you pick the shot.
Well, I think what we could do is have once a month have like a half hour like online happy hour.
Happy hour.
We just kind of hang out with everyone, chat about stuff, chat about skiing.
I think we should do that. That'd be kind of cool.
that'd be really fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Depending on what level per month you sponsor, that's how many minutes you get to hang out with us.
$1, 1 minute. Hey, see you later.
1 minute. That's all you got. Make it quick. It's better
1 minute's
count.
a long time.
$100. 100 minutes.
100 minutes. $1 a minute.
That's what I'm saying.
$1 a minute. That's like
$1 a minute. Like
whenever they have the
girls.
massage that comes to work, it's like $1. 15 minutes, $15. Like $1 a minute.
Or like those party lines back in the day. 976 lines.
Hey, we're all sitting here waiting for you.
Oh my God. I'm sitting in my lingerie. I'm just waiting for you to call me. Oh my God.
Because that happens every Saturday night.
How many dumb guys just lost so much money doing that?
You know what's hilarious though? You see those commercials like, oh yeah, especially you're younger, you're like, your hormones are raging. You're like, yeah, I want to really call that number. And then you think about it, you're like, that's the dumbest idea ever.
What did you probably do a couple times before you did that? Probably had a couple drinks.
Exactly.
A couple Long Island iced teas. Like, we're calling the 976 line. It's going to be a party tonight.
Yeah, they should just patch you to the anti-suicide line or something.
That was dark times before Tinder.
It was bad. Oh yeah, now there's Tinder, which is just, hey, let me send dick pics to everybody. It's just so stupid.
All through your contacts, just friggin' carpet bomb. Just carpet bomb with dick pics.
Dick pics everywhere. You get it. It's like Oprah. You get a dick pic. You get a dick pic. You all get dick pics.
I sent this to my grandmother. It's a virus. I didn't do this. I got hacked.
Nana, don't open it. No, Nana. Close my email.
Gam, I was hacked.
But it's your wang. I haven't seen this since you're a little baby.
I saw your pee-pee. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Just be careful.
You know that had to happen to somebody.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
They're like, at like Thanksgiving or Christmas, and they're like, hey, why don't you take a look at the photos in my phone? Here's the trip that we took. And somebody goes 1 or 2 photos just too far. And it's like, oh my God, what is this?
Oh yeah. Or even worse, you're sharing your phone on like an Apple TV. And you're kind of like scrolling through, showing people.
People are like, what's that?
Just like you holding your wang, wearing like a
like a gangster.
Just wearing like some sort of like goofy like animal mask or something.
Hey, sometimes you want to strategically place those photos as well. Let me switch through, and then what's that right there? Oh, sorry, that's a mistake.
Oh,
Or
the
is it?
mood in the room has changed. You guys want to do shots now? Like, all right, see, you get
All right,
again.
let's go.
You need to be that. It's that pivot.
The
It
pivot.
changes the entire
Throw everybody off.
demeanor. Yeah, flip the script, topsy turvy it.
That'd be funny as hell. Like you stage your phone with this wacky shit, like you being a luchador wrestling somebody famous, and then a naked pic, and you dressed up as a clown, like just weird shit. People are like, what is your home life like?
Well, if you go onto Patreon and pay $100 a month, you can find out what my home life is like.
There you go.
That could be a nice little incentive there.
I'll let you log into.
Yeah.
No, maybe not.
Yeah, that could be bad. That could be very, very bad.
Yeah. Brian, I now have a stalker.
Yeah. It's a Mario enthusiast, not a stalker.
It's pretty odd. I put the camera in the toilet. I didn't think anybody'd be interested.
This thing's paying for itself already.
That's right. Dude, I'm quitting my job. I got my toilet cam going. It's gold. I'm making so much money. I don't know what to do with it. And it's all cash.
God damn. We live in a very weird time. Presidents are running on a platform, on a camera in every toilet and a chicken in every pot.
Chicken in every pot and a camera in every toilet.
That's the
Damn.
move. That could be the 2024. That could unite us, I think.
You win by a landslide.
That could unite us. Toilet cams.
By an avalanche, you could win.
That's right. Only Avalanche winning these days.
Yeah.
Boom. Sorry, Colorado Avalanche fans. You got a cup. You had some injuries. What
That's
are you
right.
do? Bruin fans. What are you going to do, kid? What are you going to do? Your team was old.
Rooting for the Devils tonight, right?
Your team was old balls. You know, I'm a Penguins fan. I know all about a team that's got old balls. Like that's why they didn't make the playoffs, because they had old balls that couldn't get them.
Dragging on the ice, right?
Pretty
Dragging
much.
those old puppies on the ice.
Just hanging out the breezers, eh?
In the breezers, eh?
The key to being a sports fan, but also a grown-ass man, is to realize that you have no control over the game. And that if these dummies lose or win, it's not a we thing. You didn't partake. You know, you bought a shirt, you bought a hat, like you did nothing. You did nothing.
Dude, nothing kills me more. And I would have it with like football fans and Yankee fans. They're like, oh, we had a good game today, right? I'm like, dude, you don't play for them. Like, what do you mean we? When
I was a young man, again, I'm a Penguins fan. And you fucking probably remember this and loved it. David fucking Volek in 1993. The Penguins were, I think they said they were 43 points ahead of the Islanders, and that's like it in terms of regular season points. And the Penguins lost in Game 7. That was coming off back-to-back Stanley Cup championships.
Boom.
That team was so goddamn good, and they fucking lost to the Islanders Game 7 overtime. My little heart broke. You know what? I learned that goddamn day. I wore my jersey the next day to school, because I'm like, I don't give a fuck. They lost. They're still my team. But I also said, I am not going to let a bunch of men that I don't know define my happiness.
Nice. That's good.
So there.
Did you get some dick at school to like make fun of you?
No, I didn't go to school anywhere near Long Island, so no one really cared.
There you go. So there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Long Island's full of a lot of D-bags. So
yeah. Well, the whole New York area is. Let's be honest.
Whole New York area. And this is why I left. Just saying.
I'm still here. I'm still one of those D-bags. I'm gonna own it.
You're not able to get out.
Dude, I get my shoulder. I'm working on my shoulders, so my fist pumping is ready for summer. Like, oh, yeah.
Getting ready for the shore.
Getting ready for the shore, dude. Yeah, we're going to the shore. I got my Bronco finally. Take the top off. It's gonna be me and a bunch of naked chicks just fucking fist pumping. Going to Donovan's. Then we're going down to Seaside. It's gonna be
beating the beat back.
That's all we know how to do here in Jersey.
I don't know. We're getting almost to the generation that doesn't remember what beating the beat back is.
Well, you know, I'm sure there's plenty of illegitimate children from the folks from Jersey Shore that were able to come back and, you know, remix that whole show and do it again.
Was it Jersey Shore, like a senior home? Just senior home Jersey Shore.
Tom's River. We're in Tom's River. They're beating back the beat over at the retirement community.
Hey, it's Jello Day. We're beating back the beat for Jello.
We're doing Jello shots. Just
come on, man. We do Jello shots.
Slurping their Jello shots. Snooky's got no teeth.
Why doesn't Sheila like me anymore? I gave him my pudding yesterday.
Like they're crashing their wheelchairs into each other, getting pissed off.
Ah,
Watch
Fast
it,
and the
bro. No,
Furious
you
of
watch it,
wheelchairs.
bro. Yeah. Jim Tan diaper.
That's right.
Jim Tan diaper change.
Jim Tan diaper.
Terrible. Well, there you go. So I think we saved the après today. Going on that tangent there. But with that,
was quite one. Yeah.
That's what we do here. We turn Jello into Jello shots.
There you go.
That's what we do. So with that,
Let's go to ski news.
and despite the fact that it is early May, we still got some news. There's some ski news
There's
going
always
down.
news.
There's always news. And this one I found cool and gross at the same time. So skiing Utah's newest resort. So there's a new resort going in. Very cool. But guess what? It requires a $500,000 membership fee.
Damn.
And other takeaways from the Salt Lake Tribune's report on Wasatch Peak Ranch. And when they say ranch, it sounds so rustic.
Ranch.
And, just a bunch of manly men just skiing in their jeans and their long leather jackets. But no,
The
it is not
dusters
that.
riding their horses to the ski mountain.
Exactly. A little ski oaring. When they have
I'm gonna go out down by them foothills, and I'm gonna go up skiing up there.
Yeah. So acquired by a group of wealthy anonymous investors in 2019, Utah's only private members-only ski area is under development on a large tract of mountainous terrain in Morgan County. The former Gailey Ranch is undergoing a profound transformation into a luxury community featuring a golf course designed by Tom Fazio, a 3,000-acre 5-lift ski area and mountain village, and 70 miles of trails for the exclusive use of homeowners and their family and guests.
Wow.
Controversial project represents a rising trend in Western real estate development, catering to those who have built a massive fortune elsewhere and now want to put it to work enjoying elegant amenities and untrampled mountain landscapes in solitude.
Wow.
Takeaways.
We're getting to that area, huh?
It's getting being poor is a problem these days.
Being poor doesn't even afford you to see a mountain.
God damn. The 12,700 acre property, now known as Wasatch Peaks Ranch or WPR, spans the east face of the Wasatch Mountains from Weber Canyon, 11 miles south to Francis Peak. Although no homes have been completed, the resort is already operating 3 lifts, including one reaching the top of Jacobs Ridge at 9,500 feet above sea level.
Wow.
Oh. The project was made possible through a 2019 rezone to, quote, Resort Special District approved by Morgan County, allowing 750 residential units and various recreational amenities. 2/3 of the property is to remain undeveloped. While promising an economic boost to the bedroom community a short drive from Ogden, the project has divided Morgan County. There are those who see it as a threat to Morgan County's rural character and others who welcome the tax revenue and the jobs the project is expected to bring. Containing very little public land, Morgan straddles the Weber River in a bucolic valley where agriculture remains the main land use before it cuts through the Wasatch Mountains. So they're selling 705 memberships for $500,000 each and equity investments in $5 million blocks. As of December, it had raised $47 million with the sale of 94 memberships, as well as $45 million from the sale of equities. The developers have not publicly disclosed what the annual dues are.
So think about that initial investment, the membership. You could buy 50 gold passes, approximately.
Basically, the rest of your life.
It's all the rest of your life. You got gold pass. You ski everywhere.
Yeah.
Except for there, I guess. That's just it.
Yeah, there's apparently 2 contentious lawsuits playing out in the 2nd District Court. Going to trial is a lawsuit of 5 residents brought to force the county to hold a voter referendum on the 2019 rezoning that made the project possible. Like someone got paid off, and they're like, "Yeah, we we gotta move this thing along here. Some money in a bag down by the stream. Go pick it up.
That's it.
And
Once they build it, you can't go back.
yeah. So this is pretty much a theme we've seen in a lot of ski towns, and I mean ones that are existing and now ones that they're building, is they're catering to the ultra mega wealthy,
Yeah.
which is awesome if you're ultra mega wealthy. But if you're, the standard ski bum, you're kind of, small to medium pimping, like you're kind of priced out of a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah, you're
And-
just bitter, standing outside yelling, "This ain't fair."
And how does the industry plan to continue to grow and thrive if they're pushing all these people out?
So let me ask: do they consider them part of the ski industry, or that's a private residence, private membership, right?
Yeah, I mean, you're always gonna. It's not an all or nothing. Like they're not. You can't switch obviously all to this model. It's just there's just not enough wealthy people. There's not enough.
So if you're like Piston
impossible.
Billy, can you raise the price of your equipment to be like $5 million a thing? Snowcat?
Yeah, right. That would actually be a pretty smart business model for piston bullies. Adjust your pricing based on the
The variable rate
real
pricing.
estate value of the area. Yeah, they do it for lift tickets. It's like,
Boom.
how about ski industry, like the mountains, you're gonna bang us in the ass with the variable pricing based on demand.
Yeah.
How about we bang you in the ass now? So the price of your lift ticket determines the price of the piston bullies and the equipment.
That's right. Now,
Right.
if the town wants to really get back at the ski area, I'm sorry, your gas now costs, 200 times the price of normal because of the cost of delivery to your resort. See, that's all you got to do. There's
Yeah.
ways to get back at everybody
Yeah. I mean,
if
the
you
one
want to get
positive,
back there.
I guess the one positive would be they are going to draw 750 people off of the mountains that are existing now,
Nice.
right? All 750 of those filthy rich old people who,
Shouldn't be there
Probably-
anyway.
aren't in your way anyway. So
Yeah. That's funny.
that's a spicy one, man. 750 or $500,000 membership fee, and then you got to buy a house still there.
Yeah. Now, if they gave us like free visits there, then this place would be baller as hell.
Yeah.
I love it.
Well, the place is going to be unreal. It's going to
Oh,
have
yeah.
amazing conditions, perfect, grooming and lodges and all that. Is the terrain awesome? I mean, the mountain looks pretty sweet from the picture they're showing here.
They probably have their own cameraman with touch up on the photos to make
Yeah,
it look
right.
like you had an awesome day.
Yeah.
For that price, I'm not taking my own selfie. Somebody's taking it for me on the mountain.
That's right. It's called having a photo taken, but we're going to call it a
Right.
outsourced selfie.
Exactly. It's an outsourced selfie. I had
We
my
have-
selfie guy take it, or selfie gal take it.
We have Steven Spielberg as our photographer here, so he'll be taking pictures.
That's right. It's just shooting a little video of me going down this mogul field at 2 miles an hour.
It's like Quentin Tarantino. He'll be here next week. He'll be doing the shooting.
That's right.
Yeah.
Awesome.
You know what? It would be really awesome to be filthy rich and not have to worry about this crap and be like, yeah, we're going to just build our own ski resort somewhere and charge our dumb rich friends a couple $100,000 and have them live there too.
And, as people got together and they were like, yeah, it's ridiculous. I would love to be away from the commoners.
I hate the smell of the peasants.
That's right.
I don't want to
People
ever
groveling
smell
for
Red Bull again. It's almost like Mr. Burns Mountain. Like it's just a group of Mr. Burnses there skiing.
Mr.
That's what this
Burns
place seems
Mountain.
like it's going to be. The
You know,
foul
it's-
stench of youth.
It's funny. Remember, you watched, did you watch the end of Peaky Blinders, the last season?
I didn't watch the beginning, the middle, or the end. I've seen none of it.
Oh, you've seen none of it. So there's this one guy that's rising to power as like a fascist, and he reminds me of that attitude. Like we're better than other people, and that's just kind of that attitude. And you wonder, at what point do we go back to that, where there's elitists that are like, we're a different class of people than everybody else, until they get dragged down, and you have like a French Revolution where heads get cut off in the streets. I'm just saying.
It's almost like city states, like the citadels, like it's,
Yeah.
your own little like warlord little empires.
Yep.
So
Craziness could descend really quickly into bad stuff, but
freaking Lord of the Flies, man.
Lord of the Flies.
That's just like we talked about in our interview with Ben. We talked about the TFC.
Yeah.
So we learn about more if you hang around and listen to that interview, which was pretty interesting and enlightening.
Oh yeah.
Just whenever there's a bunch of dudes around, Lord of the Flies.
Bad
what
stuff happens.
Bad things, man.
They're just all dummies. That's why.
Yeah.
All right, next up, we have a bar with indoor ski simulator is opening in Colorado Springs.
This place seems absolutely awesome.
So they call it Skiertainment. Lemon Lodge Ski Bar owner Melanie Hexter said, since the season's winding down, it's heating up now in downtown Colorado Springs at the Lemon Lodge Ski Bar. They say it's going to open, but their whole big thing is they're taking a spin on an Olympic caliber ski and snowboard simulator described as Skiertainment. They say it's proving something for everybody, and including people that moved here and the tourists. They said they love it on the front edge of that, and they envision people from Castle Rock or Denver driving down for the day to take advantage of what we have. It's pretty cool, and it almost, why couldn't you have something like this? It's easier than a mechanical bull. Do we forget that bars have mechanical bulls in them now?
Mechanical bulls were a lot of entertainment. And for those, so if you are trying to picture what this looks like, I don't know if you follow Ski Cosmos on Instagram. They have a skier training center up in Vancouver, and they have one of these machines. So it's almost like a sideways treadmill where you can simulate skiing or snowboarding, if that makes any sense, the way I described it. And there's a giant screen in front of you. So yeah, I guess
practice while you're hammered. Think of that. How hammered do you have to be able to stop skiing, right?
Well, I wonder if they're going to have some sort of breathalyzer there and test you.
You have to be over the limit to get on it.
Maybe that's like a special, like, you sign a waiver on like a Saturday night. You're like, hey man, we're doing 5 shots of Fireball and we're getting on the simulator.
That's what the X Games is going to eventually be. Let's see how many shots of Red Bull you can do, and then do the big half pipe, right? Big air.
You see, I love this place. I love this simulator. I just wonder how long it's going to take for someone to ruin this.
I got to say, weekend number 2. Somebody's going to puke on it or get hurt on it. A lawsuit, puke. It's going to be just bedlam.
Have they considered how to remove the vomit from this thing? Because imagine, now think about a treadmill. You think about, there's the belt, and then you have your motor underneath, and you have all of your cogs, which the band goes along, the tread goes along. Imagine someone pukes in there and it just gets stuck in there. And then you get a hot summer day and the sun is just beating in there and it's heating up all that.
It's going to wash it down, though. Fresh new beer is going to wash it down, I'm sure.
Fresh new beer.
I'm sure that's going to make it smell better.
Yeah. I love the idea of this. If we lived in a perfect world where people weren't douchebags, this place would be perfect.
It would be.
Maybe there's better people there in Colorado Springs. You do have a lot of military out there with the Air Force Academy.
Yeah.
So maybe they're going to keep it on the up and up. I don't know.
Well, the puke might make it a little bit easier to slide on that thing.
It could. Imagine if they figure out that puke was the perfect treadmill lubricant.
Oh my God. Hey, wait, we need to have somebody puke so we could start this machine. It's all gummed up. That's pretty good.
It says Lemon Lodge Ski Bar creates ski and snowboard experiences year-round and indoors. Get in advanced G-force turns or learn to carve on our fully interactive worldwide VR resort slopes. Again, imagine someone's hammered and they're trying to do like a giant slalom. They're doing like the Hahnenkamm after 6 Red Bull and vodkas. I want this. Everywhere. I want this to work. I want this to be awesome. I want this to be successful. But you know what? I've met people. I know people. I've been people. And I think they're going to ruin this.
Yeah. I just have a feeling. I don't know. It's just kind of a feeling.
Yeah. I know people. But I will say, best of luck to to the folks at the Lemon Lodge Ski Bar. I want to go check it out before they close.
Before they close. So get there.
We gotta go
weekend
now.
number 1.
All right, podcast is over. We're gonna go check it out because it's gonna be closed by next weekend.
That's right. Cops will be there. Crazy.
Well, speaking of being there, we got one more final story to report on. And this is a fun little happy press release from our pal, Kimberly K. Good old Kimberly K. Robinson. We have hung out with her at Snowbound. We've had her on the podcast multiple times. Her book, Skiing A to Z, or as they say in the UK, A to Z, has been crushing it. She's been all over Europe doing promotional tours and
she's like
art shows.
She's like the Sheila E. of art. It's Kimberly K.
I guess so, yeah. So she has announced that she is selling her art prints and products at her online shop now. So you could get prints before, like smaller ones, but now she's got mugs and wall prints, which the wall prints, like that's the move. That's the way to go because those are so
Pillows,
excellent.
greeting cards.
Yeah. They were previously only in the UK, and now you can get it in a lot of other countries. So she's got, the wall art, like Mario mentioned, the pillows. She's using the company Redbubble. So there's all kinds of different things that you can choose from. You get a phone cover. Of course, you can get the book there as well. So we'll have a link in the show notes. You can get a backpack with one of those
That'd be sweet.
collage.
Yeah.
Her stuff is really cool. Like it really is like beautiful art. And she's got neck gates. You can buy the fabrics and build whatever you want with it. But I highly recommend checking it out. Go to
Inspire. Yeah, definitely check that out.
Yeah, inspiredbykim.com. That's her website. I think that's going to take you there. Inspiredbykim.wordpress.com. But I think inspiredbykim.com will take you there. And she has a link to her shop up there. There's the online shop of the UK, online shop beyond the UK, which I think most of our followers are in the beyond. And check out her prints. There's some really cool stuff. If you're decorating your ski house, if you're, know someone who's had a sew, you can maybe get a couple of quilts put together for your ski house.
She even has her stuff on Spoonflower, so you can order the fabric.
That was the fabric, yeah.
Yeah, which is really cool. I'm on there now looking at it.
Yeah, she's got all kinds of cool stuff. So congratulations, Kim. Check out her stuff. We love her stuff, and we think if you haven't checked it out, you will too.
We love it.
Mother's Day is coming up, so.
Oh, yeah. Good luck, Kim. We may be buying some of this stuff. Let's see.
Yeah. I need to get some prints, decorate my walls.
I'm gonna get some more.
Class the joint up a bit.
Class the joint up.
Why get artwork?
Make some pillows.
I used to get artwork at Home Goods, like the proper white trash that I am. Now I can get some really nice stuff. Yeah. Class the place up.
You got to get something that's actually signed by an artist.
Yeah.
Not a print, but actual signature.
Ooh, there you go.
Right?
Yeah. Well, speaking of friends and doing well, it's on to the main topic. And as we mentioned earlier, we had a conversation with our pal Ben Ruhl, who's up at Bretton Woods in New Hampshire. And we talked to Ben last year, about a year ago. He was still in school and working on a project, and we talk about that in the interview. And he was up there this year, up at Bretton Woods, doing a bunch of different jobs, including snowmaking, being a liftie, whatever they would throw at him. He was ready and willing to take on the task, which is a great attitude for any young folks there who are trying to be proper ski bums, is always look for a new opportunity. Always say yes to things. It's like improv comedy. Yes. Always say yes, because you never know what yes is going to lead to. No, you know where no's going to go. No's going to be back in bed, being a loser, being alone. Yes opens doors. Yes
to life.
Is
what
say
gets
no
to
you.
Life.
Yes gets to the next level. So listen to Ben, take his advice, say yes. We hope you enjoy it. Our pal, Ben Ruhl. We have another very special guest this week. We last spoke to him almost exactly 1 year ago. And it was under it was quite different circumstances. He was just finishing up school. The podcast we did with him, he submitted for his Human Dimensions and Natural Environments class. We're hoping to get him an A. You got to see. Ben,
Damn.
Mr. Ben Ruhl, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah,
Thanks, Ben.
So you've been
I was
on,
more excited about the podcast than the rubric itself. So
you know, like
it is what
for
it is.
enthusiasm, you got an A. It's just what their
Yeah.
silly, ridiculous rules for the podcast. You got to see. Whatever. Who's gonna remember that, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, thanks for coming back on. And you've had a very cool kind of. I like painting people as superheroes, you know. So like I like your
Yeah.
story arc because last year you were working at Gunstock, you were doing some instructions for kids,
Mhm.
and then Gunstock had that crazy summer last year with all the politicking and the
Oh
drama.
yeah, I was
and
involved.
leadership.
I went there when like not the first meeting when they like the two people that wanted to be in charge left because of I don't know what was going on, but just all the chaos in the building. But I went to the second one where it was much calmer, and the two people didn't show up because they feared for their safety.
They feared for their safety.
Really?
Yeah, they were
Whoa.
scared they were gonna get like threatened and.
Oh wow!
But then there's the one guy's named Dr. Strange, but like I didn't really hear that. So I thought his name was Dr. Strange.
Dr.
So
Strange.
that's when the Doctor Strange movie was out in theaters at the
Yeah.
same time. So like call the Belknap County seat, and I got all the numbers. I'm like distributed all across my socials. I gave him a call and be like, hey, get this man Doctor Strange out of stock because he's just not the right fit. And half the
Oh, wow.
politicians didn't even understand who I don't know how to explain it, but they didn't make it, so all is good.
Yeah, it was crazy the way everything sort of went down over there because it kind of like everybody in like the ski industry and a lot of folks who weren't even really all about ski news in like travel, transportation, or in the Northeast kind of picked up on this story. I mean, it became a really big story, and
Yeah.
it seems that things have kind of calmed down now. And I think not everyone's happy. No one's ever totally happy, but it seems like things are at least stable for the time being.
Yeah.
Is that what it seems like to you too? Boots on the ground?
Yeah, everything's going, but like if those two people didn't resign, they said they weren't going to open for a 2023-2022 season for the winter.
Oh, wow.
And that was
They
like
really
the big
wanted them
pusher.
gone.
That was a big pusher, yeah.
Yeah, when that kind of money's on the line, yeah, people are things are going to happen. So
yeah,
so that's kind of crazy.
Make the bad man fly.
That's right.
Yeah.
So you kind of got out of Gunstock right around that time, right after the whole drama went out. And
no, I was working for the AMC this time. I just wanted to support the crew that is still there. The crew that was still there said, if this happens, I'm just going to work at like Cranmore or Pat's Peak or whatever the next closest mountain is that wasn't already having trouble like Sunapee or like Attitash or I don't know.
yeah, and you know what? Like the one thing that you learn when you're in this industry is that people in the ski industry are very loyal to other people in the ski industry. And if you have like some big wig wanting to come in and get stuff done, and everybody leaves, the ski industry will happily take them under their wings and find something for them to do. So I think they saw that and they were like, well, you know what? We're going to be completely screwed. And it's almost like you're like a unionization. And who's going to cross that picket line? Are their tires going to end up slashed? Who knows? We didn't see nothing. That's in a way, it's scary, but it's also very comforting to know that people in the industry have each other's back, which is cool.
Yeah.
So you mentioned AMC, Appalachian Mountain Club. Yeah. And last time we talked to you, you said you were ready to break out some chainsaws and do some cutting. So what was your role that you had with them, and where were you at?
So there's a little caveat. So No. Okay, so I applied. I saw free control find free housing, and the thing is, there's a pro crew I didn't know about. So we were like the volunteers. I only got paid. I forget how much a week, like $200 a week or something like that.
Okay.
And
that's rough.
Yeah, I forget, but we got free housing, free food, but it was just more profitable to be on the pro crew, but it's whatever. that's the last thing I'll say about that. But,
What does
it
it take
was
to get on
fun.
the pro crew? Is that like a
No,
full-time
literally,
role,
so
or-
it was no. You didn't need any more qualification because they had a big like reset. They had a big toxic culture prior. Like it was
Wow.
called TFC. Can I swear on this?
Why the fuck
Yeah.
not?
Okay, so TFC
yeah.
stood for Trail Fucking Crew.
Oh,
It
Okay.
was established like back in like I don't know how long ago, but people that are in their like 70s and stuff were like a part of it back in the day, and they did all this like cult like not good stuff, and they had to like fire anyone affiliated with it, and like this was like a big redraft, so like all the kids that came back never were affiliated with Trail Fucking Crew, so if you're a part of Trail Fucking Crew, you couldn't come back, or they didn't want to come
Jeez.
back because they were so loyal to that cult like work style.
well, that's sort of what I was
Wow.
mentioning about the industry. You know, it's a similar vibe where, yeah, people who are, you know, if you're in, you're in. If you're out, you're out. And
Yeah.
yeah, to break that can sometimes be a little bit of a tricky thing.
So that's pretty
Yeah.
crazy. So they had a little cult, a little clique inside of this organization that was
Yeah.
just pretty bad. So they've had to come out with an edict that if you're part of this, you're out.
Not
pretty-
like there's no one that came back was affiliated with it.
Oh, so they just kind of decided that, yeah, screw this, we're out, kind of thing.
Yeah, that too. It's just a
Wow.
big toxic culture. Like apparently they wore trench coats and limbers. This is like
That's pretty crazy.
Is there like initiation rituals? Is this like Sons of Anarchy, like on the trails?
kinda. So like first years, some of the first weren't even allowed to have their phone with them or something like that. Like the upper people that worked there for more than I don't know how many years were in charge of like waking them up. I don't know.
You gotta like earn your stripes. Yeah, this sounds like the first season of Sons of
Wow.
Anarchy.
Yeah, this could easily be an HBO documentary that the AMC PR team does not want to see. It's like the
Wow.
sorority at Alabama, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like Mean Girls on the trails.
Yeah.
You said they were all older people. Was it like, go get me my
Well, no,
Depends,
that's
young
like
man?
the trait was more like they're older now,
Okay.
but like so like prior to the pandemic, it used to be all of them, but then the pandemic like kind of helped them
Kill them off?
Kill 'em off, right?
They had to find a reason to get rid of them. I don't
They
know
just
exactly.
Give them all COVID
But
and
the
see
di-
who lasts, kind of thing.
The thing is, they didn't tell the real reason why, but I don't know if I want to say names, but
Don't
the
say
theory of
names.
Don't
Say what it rhymes with.
I don't want to, but like
Right.
the TFC crew had a theory of who it was. I'm not going to know, but they think he was the responsible for the downside. What is demise? It's called the demise of TFC.
Wow. So they could have just given him smallpox and see who lasted too. That'll work.
Yeah.
So now, okay, so what exactly was TFC doing? Was this
crazy.
all just like the
It
trail
was
maintenance
just like
crew?
hardcore cult. It was hardcore cult like crew.
So this was the crew like doing the trail maintenance, or like what else were they working on?
Just trail projects, stuff pro crew would do now.
Were they gangster or were they just like wanted to be gangster and just little bitches? That's what I want to know.
I don't know that they got rid of them for a reason.
Yeah. That's
Like I'm
crazy.
starting to paint my own picture of what these guys were doing. Like I see like bodies getting buried, like they're
No. It's just really
Nothing
like
like
if you're a
that.
first
like fraternity thing where they're chugging beer
Yeah.
out of each other's assholes, that kind of thing.
All
No,
that
if
fun
you're a
stuff.
first year is like boot camp. That's all I'll say. I
Okay.
can say all
Wow.
this stuff. I can say all this stuff off camera, but I don't. I learned all about this last year because there are people that know about it, and that was like
So
what
they-
we talked about.
So I'm
at the
thinking they would,
beginning
like,
of the summer.
Make each other drink a bunch of Fireball and then eat each other's vomit after they puke. Is that kind of about accurate?
I don't
Allegedly,
know.
perhaps.
It's all I'm
We know
just saying
nothing.
is the cult like system.
Wow.
So does everything just become Lord of the Flies when it's guys like creating anything? Because it's
I
really
guess
kind of what it seems like.
back in the 1900s, I guess.
Everybody wants to set up their own hierarchy, right? Like, so you get an organization, and within the organization, like I've had this at my former job, and it's like you have a little clique hierarchy within the organization. It's like, that has no meaning at all. You know what I
Dude,
mean?
it happens everywhere. Look at
Yeah.
look at the examples we're giving. Motorcycle gangs, high school, AMC, work,
Yeah.
jail,
Teams.
like everywhere, it just happens. Like hierarchies create themselves.
Wasn't New Jersey, was Homedale High School football, right? They were hazing. So it's the same kind of thing.
Yeah. It's just whenever there's a bunch of dudes together, we tend to just
We do
go
bad
off the
things.
rails a bit.
Yeah. We're just a bunch of dicks.
But not us. The three of us, we're like super cool. We're like some next level,
Illuminati.
paladins, whatever. We're all about the love.
Right? The ski Illuminati. That's us.
The ski Illuminati. There you go. All right, so TFC's out. AMC. So
That's
what was
out.
your role when you were there?
I was just like maintaining trails, so like trails along I-93, trails along 16, trails along 302. Pretty much, we did like worked with the Forest Service here and there. We helped them with the trail reroute, and I forget, it was like on the border of Maine and New Hampshire, on the other side of like Carter Mountain, and that.
So how many miles of trails are part of AMC then in New Hampshire?
There's
a ton.
There's a ton, yeah. Pretty much all the way, not all of the White Mountains in New Hampshire, but pretty much all of it. We're all, like all of the huts. They have like these huts where they fly food in and like all the equipment. They can cook up at the top of their hut, and I don't know. Is
that only open in the summer, or is that open like all year?
Oh, there's like two ones open. There's two of them that are open in the winter, but most of them are open in the summer.
Because
all of them are open in the summer.
Okay. Because we I don't know if you heard one of the podcasts. We were at Cannon for a day and Waterville for a day.
I saw that.
Yeah, and we talked to some folks when we were in Franconia, and they were saying like people die like every year on these trails.
Yeah, unprepared. Like if you're unprepared in the littlest thing, like literally this girl goes up in like trail runners and leggings and then just dies of
hypothermia, right?
Hypothermia. I forget her name, but now there's like this fundraising or like an annual thing that they're gonna do each year to raise money for awareness about what to bring with you.
Yeah, that was the story they were telling us, because it was like Thanksgiving last year, like pretty recent.
Yep. And it's crazy because you like work for the AC and then you're like, oh yeah, I was working on that trail, I was there, but the weather was better, and like
it's scary, right? Because I mean,
that's nuts.
Mount Washington has the craziest weather on the planet, as I'm sure you guys saw this year. What was it? Like minus 150 that one day?
Like and then minus 108 without all of the wind or something like that, or maybe with the wind, I forget.
It was insane. And they said, it obviously Mount Washington is part of the White Mountains, but those other peaks that are along there, I guess where that girl unfortunately, or lady unfortunately died, the weather is not dissimilar. Like it's just like a lesser grade of that.
She was on like the next, like there's Mount Washington, and then there's like, it was literally along, you could see where she went when you're at Cannon.
Was it Mount Lincoln?
Is Mount Lincoln, and then like Lonesome Lake, I forget exactly, Haystack Mountain, I forget, but it's along the I-93 corridor, which look at Mount Lafayette when you're at Cannon, those like homes, is right there. Oof. She got dropped off at Lafayette Place Campground, which is the first campground if you were to pass Cannon on your right. So I guess she went up Lonesome Lake and then like traversed across. I don't know exactly, but the weather was like not the best, and that's the demise of that. So you always look at the weather before you go on a hike.
Oh my
God!
Don't go on a hike in high elevation. Rain either.
That was the day I flew in there, and it was like super cold at night. I got in at like 2 a.m, and it was like I gotta say it was minus whatever like degrees. It was just super cold.
But what's so crazy and kind of what you're talking about is you look at these mountains and you can just look up and see the top. You're like, oh, no big deal. Just go for a little
clear
hike.
out. Yeah.
and then the
Yeah.
weather rolls in. Like that's the thing that
Yeah,
people
there's like a 150 like gap of like, I'm in the clear. Oh no, I'm not. Like 100 feet up trail could be no gain, no bueno.
Wow.
that's
That's
so
crazy.
crazy. Those mountains. But that said, you drive through them and they are breathtaking. I mean, I've never been able to hike in them. I mean, you look at them, it's unreal.
Yeah.
I kind of want you to put like record my drive to work. I don't know. You see like all of the ridge tops and stuff like that.
Wow.
Even just 93, like this is a major highway. You just drive along here and you're like, this is one of the most beautiful drives you can go on.
Yeah, that's what the access is. What causes the death as well.
Yeah,
it's not like off the beaten path.
Yeah.
So there are more dangerous trails, but they're more like you have to know where they are and like how to get there.
But even again, that false sense of security of being like, oh, look, the highway's there. Oh, I can see the top. Everything's totally cool.
I could always come back real quick, right? Yeah.
That's what gets you in trouble, right?
Mm-hmm.
Every one of those stories has that same kind of like, oh yeah, I'll just be fine. Like I can just go back.
Yeah.
Of course.
So AMC, were you positioned? Like, did you have a certain area that you were assigned to?
I was at Camp Dodge, but you know, I called it. They said Camp Doge in their interview as a joke. I guess actually that's why I said Camp Doge last year in the last podcast, because I didn't know that was like an on-running joke, but it's Camp Dodge, which was named after Joe Dodge, which was like the person who built Pinkham, Pinkham AMC Visitor Center and stuff like that.
Cool.
And yeah, but I was at Camp Dodge. Yeah.
So Camp Dodge, for those listening, you're basically what, like a mile north of Wildcat?
Yeah, it's basically like 3 miles from Wildcat.
Okay.
Less than 3.
Oh wow, very nice.
Nice.
That's pretty sweet. Yeah. So you got to do some trail maintenance. Any cool, crazy incidents or stories you had from your time there?
Yeah, what was the coolest thing you saw while you're doing some of the trail maintenance? I'm sure some of the animals or something, or stuff you find.
I didn't really see any animals. I don't
Sasquatch?
remember any.
Aliens?
No.
Chupacabra?
You're more likely to see an animal if you're just by yourself.
Oh, you go out with a whole team, right?
In a car passing by like a little corridor of animals crossing, something like that.
Yeah, because the more people you have, the more sound you're making, the more scared they are. So they're not gonna want to approach or anything.
Did you find anything interesting in the woods, like an old car in the middle of the mountain or something, or
bodies?
J.D. Cooper's body, something like that.
Revolutionary War artifacts.
There are plane crashes that are just stay there after. Like
really,
I don't know how many planes crash into the White Mountains, but I know there's 2 for a fact.
Damn.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
And they just leave them there. They're like, all right, see you later.
All that's left is the metal scraps.
Wow, it's just decaying in the woods, right?
Well, it's like the people that are stuck there on the top of Mount Everest. You know, like, why this? You know, are you gonna really go through the effort to get rid of it at this point? Green boots, yeah, 100%.
Damn,
it's dark stuff.
That is dark.
So then, so this was your summer into fall. You did this role?
Yeah, it's 6 months about. Yeah.
Okay, and then you end up at Bretton Woods.
So it's a weird hiring story. So like, you know, like how I put my resume on Indeed with all the stuff, and I guess job recruiters hooked on in the recruiting basis for Omnis in Texas. So this random chick in Texas read my Indeed resume and hit me up on Indeed. I'm like, hey, yes, please, because it said free housing. I applied for Cranmore.
Nice.
But Cranmore didn't have any staff housing because I was trying to just support a local mountain. But then I saw Bretton Woods had staff housing in the application. So like, but the thing is, where I was at Camp Dodge, there's like no cell reception. So I either had to travel to Gorham to give them a call, or travel all the way down to North Conway to give them a call. So it was kind of playing like catch up with them, trying to like, if they call me at Camp Dodge, I couldn't like call them back. So like I had to be like, hey, could you? I had to email them and say, hey, can I call you at this time? And then I drive down to Gorham or Conway.
So you basically had to go like 10 miles just to get take a phone call.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's so awesome. I mean, it's awesome and crazy at the same time, you know?
Yeah. There's
But like,
Wi-Fi,
you were
but
out there.
yeah, they renovated it like luckily during the pandemic, and there's now like bathrooms and showers instead of like the run-of-the-mill, like, I don't know,
Outhouse.
tents and
Yeah.
outhouse.
That's
Yeah.
very good.
That is good.
So I didn't
Yeah.
realize. So so Bretton Woods is owned by Omni,
Yeah.
and then they're based out of Texas. See,
Wow.
so crazy how like because again you're used to the
Yeah.
whole like Vail and Altera buying everything. And it's like, well, there's a
Yeah.
couple other these big chains that have a couple properties as well.
Yeah.
Bretton Woods. Okay, so staff housing. So how does that work out? That was one of the big
Here?
the big draws for you, right?
Oh yeah, so I'm currently here right now, but when I first came here is November 1st. So like the day I got here was October 31st, and there's like I arrived. There's people going to the Halloween party. So I arrive. I see my roommate, like some type of like superhero thing with a like sword, and I open the door. I see that. I'm like, holy crap! And I can't go. I have orientation the next day. I can't look hungover at orientation.
Oh wow.
And yeah.
That's well,
But,
how did it work out with your superhero roommate?
No, I still keep in touch with him. He just has an unfortunate story. He like left to take a break, and apparently he can't get rehired back because there's something with HR. And he's now working at the local convenience store joint, flipping, like making like pizza and like burgers at Yaya's, if you know what that is. It's
Not
a
Common Man?
convenience store. What?
Not Common Man?
No, it's pretty much the convenience store of Twin Mountain. It's called Yaya's. It got like Philly cheesesteak, any type of like fried food.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
All right, so the
but
staff
now
housing.
he's
a lot of
working
fried
there.
foods.
So how much of the staff at Canon is staff housing available for?
Oh, Brett, so there's currently the dorms where the people that live in the dorms work at the hotel and have any like mode of transportation, but there is a shuttle that can come pick people up where I'm living in Twin Mountain.
Okay.
And or other people just suck it up and pay more for rent.
Yeah.
Wow.
I guess it depends on where you're at and how much they're paying you.
Yeah.
What's the ideal circumstance? So how far is your housing from the actual mountain?
Less than 10 minutes, but I have a funny story. One time I was running a little late. I see kids out waiting for the bus, see the bus. Guess what's behind the bus?
Cops?
Yeah.
Really?
Got pulled over. Before that, I got flashed a couple times not knowing the situation. After the school bus when I got flashed at all. But that time there's a cop and he popped a U, he got me. The thing is, it's a -degree day. It was that stretch. It was right before the heavy negative day. So my window wouldn't open. So I had to open my door.
Oh
and
no.
be like, hey, my window's not gonna open. So I gotta crack open my door. And he's like, it's the chief that got me. And
oh man.
And yeah, luckily, like I just said, yeah, I'm honest, yeah, I messed up. And my license still says Durham, New Hampshire, because that's where I got my license. And like this is staff housing, so I didn't want to change my like legit driver's license to a staff housing address. So he's like, you gotta change that too. And like I never did because I don't want my literal address to staff housing.
You're like, screw you, pig.
Yeah,
Catch me, pig. You just take off, right?
Yeah, no, I didn't do that. But
smart.
He luckily brought down the speed, but the only thing is like I accepted, and I guess I'll pay $10 more for my insurance each month until that goes down, and who knows how many years. But I have to live posted on the clock-in area at work in the snowmaking shop.
Oh
so
yeah.
anytime I go, it's gonna be there until I'm not there. But like I did that for like shits and giggles, just because. Like,
that's funny.
To remind other people, if you're going along Route 3 at little under like 65, 7 o'clock. If you see a kids in a yellow school bus, make sure you're not going 60 in a 45.
Oof.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's not
they,
so good.
they frown on that, huh?
Yeah.
Bastards.
You're like, I got snow to make.
Yeah.
I'm doing God's work here,
It's
bro.
in that time, yeah.
Yeah. So so I already kind of blew up your spot here. So you were working at Bretton as a snowmaker. How did
That's what I got hired as.
Yes. Did you have any experience doing that before?
No, they just need people because the hard work that implies doing it. Like you really need to be like fit and
like moving the hoses around and the machines, right? Hiking up and
also,
yeah.
And if you don't want to break your back, you have to properly too. And there's these people that don't, and I'm like, whatever, dude, it's your back. And but it's just
So what was required? Like, was there any sort of like, was it physical requirements, or was there any sort of like? Did you have to
They
go through
pretty
any sort
much
of
hired
testing
anyone
or-
off the street, to be honest. And there's like a little
No background check, because that's important.
They fired one person for bringing drugs in the work.
Oh,
Probably a
That's how
good
bad they were
idea.
desperate for people. Yeah, no, he literally dropped his his stuff. He bent over, his stuff fell out right in front of the general
rookie
manager.
move.
That's just a general stupidity test, and it's
Yeah,
like, come on, man.
but that's why I said they hire anyone off the street. They don't even call their references if they have any.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
to
it's
know.
like you said, it's backbreaking labor. It's tough. It's real work.
Yeah,
I mean, everybody wants a fancy like office job where they can just type away and make big money. But this is, when people want to ski and snow is not great, the snowmakers are what saves the season for people.
Yeah.
And we also got bumped up to $20 an hour.
Oh, nice.
As a non-what resort.
Yeah, not too shabby.
Yeah. That's what I told people in the gondola.
What was it before?
18.
Oh, okay. That's still pretty good.
Not bad. Yeah, but
if it's your first job and you don't have any skills, it's great. Jump in there and just make
that's great.
$20 an hour. Why not?
So what is a day like of a snowmaker?
It was 12-hour shift, 7 to 7. Sometimes we work more. Something bad happened right at the end, or like something burst, or because if something bursts, you have to shut down everything so it doesn't. There's the airline and the water line, and if something happens to the airline, the water could over the airline and shoot water up the airline, which is like no bueno, because if you put water in the airline, you're like pushing double the water, but you're gonna freeze the water because there's no air pushing it up or down.
So it could just rupture the whole hose then, right?
Yeah, whole system, like sabotage. Yeah.
Wow. Damn. And what's the
one time?
Sorry, go ahead.
So one time the power went out, and like literally, like it was a race against time to shut down everything to let the water drain out. Because if you just like kept everything running, it'll just the water will just start to freeze over, and
So how much did you learn doing this job? Like, this seems like this was a very, how much did you know about it going into it?
Nothing at all. I look at the mountain differently now.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. In what way?
Just I don't know, dude. Just like how the whole system's set up and where we can't blow snow and what to do when the wind's blowing the opposite. Like if the wind's blowing, the gun's facing this way and the wind's blowing like this, like the gun's not effective at all. So you gotta do your best to either shut it off or turn the gun where the wind's going. Like if the wind's going that way, make sure the gun's facing that way so it continues to go that way.
Yeah, kind of like using the wind to get to where you want the snow to go, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you probably, and again, this season, I mean, there were chunks of great time.
There
but there was also
like
a big drought too.
Yeah, there was my parents looked at the weather and came out right up New Year's when the first drought happened with cold weather, because I had to work during the cold weather. They saw like a week where it was like above 32 degrees, and that's when they came to see me. Yeah, that worked out great, but they saw like everything melting away. And when they were here, they're like, oh no. And then the second derail happened right at February. I forget when, like mid-February, like nothing was happening, and we stopped making snow February 10th, something like that. And because the last time we know, we made like 1/4 of what we would usually make in that time, because like how we had to barely crack on the water, because if we turn on the water more, it'll just be like slush. And like if you just did slush, it's basically like the tear snow.
Yeah, that's when we were up there. We were
Yeah.
there, I think the 8th and 9th.
Mm-hmm.
I think 7th, 8th, and 9th.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really heated up. I think the day we were in Waterville, it started getting warmer, and then after that, it was up in the 40s, and it was
That's the snow where you just hope, you just feel bad for ski patrol.
Yeah, that's bad news. So so after that, so you guys made 1/4 of the snow during that time. Is there a particular date you guys had to stop making snow at?
Oh yeah, so we're supposed to stop during mass vacation week, which is like the 20th, the weekend of the 20th, and that's when
March
I
or
switched over to February.
Really, that early?
Wait, no, March, first week of March.
First week of March.
I'm not from Massachusetts, but I was ski instructing during that week, and it's like usually it's like everyone just shows up at the mountain. So any corridor where there's a merger, you had a 1 in 5 chance of getting hit if you didn't know if they were coming, because how crowded it was.
Wow. Damn.
But I got paid. I got tipped that week, so it was great. And apparently, guess what? So apparently, ski instructors aren't allowed to take their kids to the train park. I didn't at the time, so
really,
I wanted to do anything to make the kids happy. So I had this kid through the whole entire week, because the first time, like, I guess his previous ski instructor experience was like absolutely terrible, where like the ski instructor didn't connect with him at all. But like I connected with him on a personal level, like talking about football and stuff, and like relating to him, like he was motivated more, and everything worked out. And by like the third and fourth day, we're like in the train park. I told the parents I was teaching him air awareness. And he loved it. And then like we had a staff meeting the next day, like, yo, by the way, they didn't point it at me. They're like, by the way, don't take your kids to the train park. I knew right when I was going home, like that was at me. That was targeted right at me.
They were calling you out without calling you out.
Yeah. I was just trying to have fun with my kids, but I didn't know that at the time.
Damn.
And that kid had the best time, right? Because of it.
Kid had the best time of this.
Yeah.
Best time ever.
And I have an analogy. I would rather not get tips and have a really good time than get tips for picking up a kid 100 times.
Totally. That makes perfect sense. Yeah.
Yeah. But sometimes it works out double, where like the kid's really good and you get tipped on top of that. But that's
rare, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's because again, the whole point of the instructor is to make sure the kid has enough time and wants to do it again. Because you're kind of
wants to be independent afterwards. Yeah.
You set their foundation for their whole ski career, really. So it's important to make sure they have a good time.
Mm-hmm.
So you're making snow. When did you guys like after the snowmaking was done? So if you had to stop that first week in March, were you still working at the mountain after that?
Yeah, I was a ski instructor and lift operator.
Oh wow! So you're doing everything.
Yeah, I pretty much doing everything to get my hours. But like, yeah, I would like do ski instructing on the weekends and do lifts from like 3 days of the week. But then towards the end of the season, there wasn't much like kids coming for ski instruction. And like I like told the head of ski instructing, hey, can I just do lifts? And then he's going to tell me like, hey, we're not busy, just do lifts, and it all worked out.
That's cool.
Because you only get
nice to have a little diversity there, right?
Yeah, you only get paid when you're teaching or ski instructing, and that's the problem. That's why everyone's retired or in high school.
Oh wow!
Because you're not getting paid the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it easy to get hours though doing the lift operations? Was it? Like,
yeah, for sure. Like I forget what, like all the international workers left on like I forget what day of March, but they like left at the beginning of like mid-March, and they really needed people. And sometimes you're like the only one in the lift shack, so you either had to see there's a gap between, like you look down the lift, see if there's no one coming up, you go to the bathroom then, or you literally have to flag down ski patrol. You gotta flag down ski patrol, be like, hey, I need to use the bathroom, and then you go. Or if there is so the first time, I have a funny story. So the first time that ever happened, I didn't know I could call ski patrol, but there's no ski patrol like for like 2 hours there. I saw 2 cups sitting on the shelf. I'm like, this is what I have to do. So I did it. And then the boss comes in. I'm like, this might be TMI. Walk out the door with the piss cups, dump them over. And then she's like, you could have just called ski patrol. I'm like, thanks.
This is how we learn.
Yeah, that's how you learn.
I was like, you're like, well, I was thinking maybe I could use this to make some special snow.
Yeah.
My special formula.
Yeah.
Well, so
when I was using piss, I didn't know she's gonna be the one that comes up. I thought it was gonna be my buddy Sean, but it wasn't. So like here she comes. I'm like, I'm just gonna leave him up there, and then I'm just gonna dump him as she walks in. But yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah,
it's all good. She laughed.
Good.
Yeah.
So now, you guys must have lucked out then, because you said all the international folks left, and then we got that huge dumping at the end of March.
Great.
So you guys were probably crazy understaffed then, right?
We were definitely understaffed. Yeah.
So you're able to get some hours, get some lines, get some snow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that must have worked out pretty well then, huh?
Yeah. It's just kind of like, I forget which day, like it was one of the first storms where like I was just all by myself. They posted a pic on Instagram of me like moving all the snow all the way, but that day I didn't know I was gonna be stuck there the whole day. But luckily there's just one guy that let me take one run, and that's better than no runs that day. So
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Have you gotten to drive the Snowcat yet?
No. The thing is, I'll do it, but like you only go like 2 miles per hour, and like that would just drive me crazy.
You want the high speed one?
Yeah. It's really, you're really just.
Do they have a setting that they just put it on so they don't have to keep pressing the throttle, or is it like?
I don't know exactly, but like,
because that would be tough to try to
just drive me crazy unless I'm just in the passenger seat chilling. But
has there been an event? Has like any of those Fast and the Furious movies? Have they been in a Snowcat yet? Because they've done everything else at this point.
I thought they did, didn't they?
Did they?
Let me see.
I might have missed that one. Last one I remember was they were in like Dubai and they were crashing. They were like driving the cars like out the hotel window and like through the next hotel, like into the next one.
Yeah.
I'm sure they've been driving, or they got like Nas in their Snowcat or something. It seems like. I mean, I don't know if you put.
I'm gonna fly over that ridge. Woo!
I don't know if you put Nas in a diesel, but they'll find out. I think that's
you put Nas in anything, man, bro. You can put Nas in anything,
right?
I got a scooter. I'm gonna put Nas in that shit. I don't know what it's gonna do. Probably blow up.
Where there's
a put Nas in it.
So Ben, when was the last day of the season at Bretton Woods?
April 9th.
Okay, so that's a pretty solid season then, right?
Yeah, we could have stayed open for longer, but the money, it's just we wouldn't be making money. We'd be losing way more money than we would be making.
And that was Easter, right? The 9th, I guess, around that weekend.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I guess too. People are like the non-hardcores are kind of shifting out of ski mode at that point.
Yeah, they're like we're done. Yeah,
they're ready to go to play baseball and do other stuff. Like that's the next season is upon.
Yeah, everyone there.
Yeah, and I guess the thing is like you should probably see it now more than ever is how much money and time and people it goes into keeping a mountain operating, right?
Yeah.
And to not have enough people come, and it's just not going to pay for itself. So.
And all the people that were there at the later portion of the year were either retired or had a condo on the mountain. So like there's no like day passes. Everyone was just like the regulars that came for the day and left at like 12 or whenever they wanted to go home.
Bringing their own lunch, not spending a nickel.
Yeah, nothing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough to operate on that model, but do what they can.
You got to do it.
Yeah.
So Bretton Woods, we're going to talk about the skiing there, because
Yeah.
people talk.
Yeah.
Now you were at Gunstock last year, Bretton
Mhm.
this year. How did you like skiing Bretton for the season in comparison to Gunstock?
I feel like the only thing that I don't like comparing them because Gunstock is a county-owned operation, and Omni has Bretton Woods, which is like a major corp, and you really see the differences when I went to Gunstock once this year for a UNH sponsored event for my major, and I realized how much I took high speed lifts for granted. At Gunstock, there's only one high speed lift that takes you to the top. You either bite the bullet, wait in line for that one that takes you to the top, and it only takes you like 30 seconds to get to the next lift that's lower. That's a non-high speed, but there's no line for that. But it takes you longer to get to the top, and it's just, do I either get into the slower lift with no line or get in the faster lift with a line and just make it down the mountain in almost the same amount of time? So
Oh wow, it just drives you nuts going slower though. You're just like,
you're all about speed.
Yeah.
I get it. I like that. But I guess if you're
at what
having
point
a
are they
day,
gonna get like the cannons that they use in the circus to shoot people out of the cannon? Like, why don't they
Like
have
the
those
human
and just
cannonball?
shoot you right up the mountain?
Just have a huge airbag at the top of the mountain.
Yeah, trebuchet. I think we talked about it before. Just just start launching people up.
Yeah.
I still think Elon and the Boring Company, they got to have some sort of like way they can like dig into the mountain and create like a pneumatic tube and just fire you up the tube, pop out the top, start skiing. That seems doable.
Yeah.
I want to see if they have. I want to know when they're going to have Tesla self-driving
chairlifts or snowcats.
No, snowcats. Just let it
go. Were they like
auto? They got auto lawnmowers now. Why wouldn't they?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, they started with the little vacuums, like the Roombas, and then the lawnmowers. And I think, because you wouldn't need the infrastructure of having the whole chairlift there. Just have a little self-driving car, little solar panel on there, just kind of loop around like a amusement park ride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
all snowcats.
I think we should go in Shark Tank. This idea.
That's right.
Yeah.
I think Mr. Wonderful's all in.
Think about they have a lawnmower with blades spinning on your lawn. Going, and that's safe. So I'm like, if they can make that work, like it's wide open.
That sounds like the plot of the next Transformers movie.
That's right.
The only thing I can think of is the liability of what if this snowcat runs over a person, or like what if this snowcat like just destroys a lift pillar.
Can't be worse than a lawnmower running some kid over.
Plead the fifth. Plead the fifth.
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I think we got to work out the bugs of that plan, but I think we've got a solid base. We just got to work out the details, and we can get some funding on this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Ben, what is your plan now? So
so this summer,
what are you doing? Where are you going?
I'm working at Bretton Woods full time year round, but I'm gonna be a mountain bike guide, bike mechanic, and hiking guide. I don't know if I'm gonna be
nice
taking hikes, but yeah.
So
is the hiking guide thing similar to ski lessons where you just take people out?
I don't know exactly. I just feel like it's just people that aren't from the area that just want to have someone to go out with.
Cool.
Because it's not like we're gonna do like harness and a rope and like belaying up and stuff. I'm not gonna be doing any of that. I feel like it's just a comfort thing.
That's next summer. You're doing that.
This summer.
No, I'm saying next summer you're going to be doing the climbing, right?
The belaying.
No, I don't like that. I don't like that stuff.
Squirrel suit? No.
Squirrel suit.
Take people up. This isn't really high enough for a squirrel suit. Yeah, but you could try.
Yeah.
Gotta start somewhere. So that's pretty cool. So, oh, sorry. I was asked about the bike mechanic stuff. Have you you done any sort of like worked in a shop or anything yet?
No, not like with a person. No, but thing is, I got my own enduro bike now. I got it used because there's a huge, like if you look at used like mountain bikes right now, everyone from the pandemic that's too busy to bike is selling them.
That's so funny. Everyone bought them up in 2020, right? They bought them all up, and then they rode them for a year, and they stopped riding them, and now they're trying to get rid of them.
Yep. And now it's time to buy them.
Yeah, I got really lucky. Do you know the company called Pink Bike?
No.
Like the
Ink Bug?
it's like the outside magazine of biking. I don't
cool.
know. But they own like Facebook Marketplace for like certified people. That's not like you're like off the like. It's not like it's gonna be a junky bike you're purchasing. Like it's like a legit deal. And I got a carbon frame, 170 front, 170 back, Fox factory suspension bike for 4,200, which and the original price was 6,999.
Whoa.
And yeah, and I still haven't found as good of a deal as that. Just looking around, and the dude moved from Washington to New Hampshire, worked in the military in Washington. Got the bike from Transition Bikes, which is based out of Washington. Brought the bike back home. Never really used the bike because he was enrolled in school, and he had some cash. So I saw it. I literally typed in New Hampshire keyword location on the site, and there's that bike, and like there's the price and everything. I messaged him and hey, so I picked him up I picked up the bike at the bank, got the cash. If I get the cash, I see the bike come in, give him the cash, and I'm good. And the only thing I had to do, because I didn't really know what was wrong with I saw the dropper post, which is the thing that you use the lever to bring up and down, was broken. So I brought it to REI, see all the things they could fix up with it, and then I explained to my boss that I have at Bretton Woods, saying like interested in biking and stuff, and like that's how I got the job working with bikes at Bretton Woods. And recently they were gonna have a, I'll show you this, but they were gonna have a downhill mountain bike park.
No.
But then the pandemic came. It literally says this is Highland Trails, which is like the big company in the area that builds that has their own like mountain bike park, just dedicated to mountain biking with no skiing involved.
Okay.
And it says 12/20/19. So that's when this was made. And then they came March 1st of 2020 to like design trails and looking at the mountain and like mapping out the trails and looking at the money involved. And yeah, I'll show you. The first phase is like $600,000. So like as soon as the pandemic hit, their assets other places. So
And what did the first phase entail?
Yeah, got it all right here. For phase one, it consists of an easy trail. It's pretty much consists of like all easy trails, and then the second phase, I haven't had a chance to really look at this because my motivation wasn't high because they can't do it right now because they have no funds. But phase two consists of 2 intermediate trails, which is phase two costs $3,993, and I meant $393, $750. This was made in 2020, so inflation probably put up another $50K, and then phase three consists of 2 intermediate trails and 1 easy trail, and that's $250,000 to $100,000. So that's why it's on hold right now. And I told so like I have my like the head of operations boss is like sits right next to the GM's office, and he's like, "What brings you here today?" And my head of operations boss says he wants details of the master plan of the downhill mountain bike. He's like, oh.
Are you gonna come up with a counter proposal to do it for half, and you can start cutting?
Right.
I wish, but
right?
Yeah.
Live for your dime, man. You're in New Hampshire. You can just break out the chainsaw and start cutting down trees.
I did
start cutting whatever you want.
I did
man.
like the service road. I don't know if you saw that video of me going down the service road.
I don't think I saw that one.
I don't want to say how I got the bike up, but I got the bike up the first time I hiked up. I'm not going to say how I got the bike up the second time, but literally the second time my friend records me. He didn't realize how fast I go. I only press the brake like right before turns or like right after turns or any big bump. It's really fun, but I only did that twice because how much effort it takes. It takes like 45 minutes to hike the bike up just because.
Oof. Hey, it's get in shape that way.
Yeah, but it's much more fun the second time because I had all my energy still. And yeah.
And you've done it, and you probably knew like your spots where you could.
Yeah, I knew
serve
where,
and
Yeah.
where to hit the
what
brakes
was
and where
where
not
and
to.
stuff.
It's always
Yeah.
nice to know
Yeah.
where you're going. Otherwise, you can really mess yourself up, right?
Yeah, for sure.
But do they actually have a park there at all now at Bretton Woods?
They used to. So 6 years ago, like they had one, but that's the last year, and the last year is very like there's no dedication to it. It's like just waiting there for it to like fall apart. And like if you were to look at the trails now, you'd absolutely have to know where they are,
Oh wow.
or else you wouldn't know where they are.
Okay. So you're just going to be doing hiking instruction and bike mechanic stuff, not actually like
And
bike touring.
there's a biking stuff across the street at the hotel where I'm actually gonna be. So there's trails over there, but it's more like cross country trails.
Okay. That's cool though. But
Yeah.
it's, I love your attitude about like, hey man, I'm into this. Let me go get a job doing this. Like
gonna
that's,
go
I
do
mean,
it.
look at all the doors it's open for you having that kind of positive attitude. Like that's,
Yeah.
I mean, that's amazing. That's so fantastic for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I had no clue this career could have been a lifestyle. So
Wow.
yeah.
Dude, you figured it out so much earlier than we did. We
Yeah.
were so old and stupid when we figured it out. Like you're at least young and
Yeah.
can do it, which is great.
Hey, let me
Yeah.
ask, when you go mountain biking, do you wear the full helmet with the chin protection?
So actually, currently, I have to pick up my full helmet and goggles. I got it, like found a deal at REI where like there's some on our like previous year bike stuff.
Oh, cool.
I might get that today actually, but I currently have like a mid-level like helmet,
Okay.
and
Yeah,
that's
because
what
we
I've
have a
been
buddy
doing.
that was biking, and somebody he was with got really injured when
Broke
they
his
fell.
face on a rock. Yeah.
Broke his face on a rock, and since then he goes with the full-on like
yeah.
motorcycle
Yeah.
helmet. Just about. I'm like,
But he's doing cross country stuff. He's not even doing like, I mean, he's
Oh,
not even
wow.
like downhill. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
He's got a pretty face though, so he wouldn't want to hurt himself and
Yeah.
mess it up.
He's a little vain, but
Yeah. No,
we love him.
I currently just picked it up, but I still have to get like knee pads, the arm pads.
It's funny.
Stuff
People
like
are like,
that.
I'm just riding a bike. I don't need any protection. Then they fall, and it's like,
No,
yeah, you really messed yourself up, didn't you?
yeah.
Dude, yeah.
You could like if you like, it's kind of like if you're pressing both brakes and go like that over the bike,
Yeah.
it's already too late. So
Forget
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Yeah. Party's over, Johnny.
You're better off
Yeah.
having the protection than saying, oh, I should have had the protection, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, Ben. So it looks like you got an awesome summer planned of work and
Yeah.
adventure. If people want to start following you and see what you're up to, how do they find you? Instagram?
Hit me up on my Instagram, Ben ___ RUHL.
3
yeah,
underscores. You know why? Ski instructor, snowmaker, lift operator. Those are the 3
Yeah.
underscores. Remember,
Yeah.
trifecta.
Yeah.
That's
And
Awesome.
I also got a used toy setup right here. Wait. So this is all used except for the bindings, because bindings are the most important part, and they
Yeah.
usually come with bindings. I got all of that used, and right at the end of the season, I decided to go up the Sherb Trail, which is the base of Tuckerman's. I didn't go up any of the Tuckerman stuff, but I was there 2 days before those incidents happened where the dude tomahawked down and fell into the
Oh,
water.
really?
Oh,
Did you
Yeah,
guys
that
hear
was
about that?
Brutal.
Yeah. Apparently, the dude that fell into the waterfall was originally from Europe, and the person that tried to do the thing saw other trained professionals do it first, stomp the landing. He's like, "Oh, I can do it too." He literally like lands. And do you know like how like he instinctively try to brake?
Mhm.
He did that, so he ended up doing like a little like 360 in the air. Then he just went boom, ba boom, ba boom, and ended up with a dislocated shoulder. And he's like, "Yeah, I'm never doing that again."
he's like, but I got
Still-
something great for my Instagram. I got tape. I got
Yeah.
Yeah,
good
but to
tape.
only
Yeah,
have
he
a
got
dislocated
famous for
shoulder.
the wrong reason.
But
Yeah.
to only have a
Yeah.
dislocated shoulder, considering some of the stuff that's been going down this winter, like that's not too bad.
Not
But in
too
all
bad,
honesty,
no.
isn't that every ski and snowboard movie that you see? Those are the
Pretty
outtakes.
much
Like
any
you see them in the air
TGR
and you don't-
film. Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. You never see the landing, right? Like those are outtakes.
You see
Yeah.
all of the bad landings.
Right.
That's right.
You see the one that they landed.
You see that line that they keep, like you see when they show like a sweet jump, you always see a previous line, and sometimes you see like a kerfuffle at the bottom, and you kind of know what went down there.
Yeah. The only time you see a bad landing is some like detrimental energy that like put a pause in their career.
Yeah. So now, would you like? I want to know where I know about Tuckerman's obviously, but I've never done it, and I'm always like, I want to do it, but I don't want to kill myself. Is it possible to do that as like an intermediate backcountry kind of person?
Yeah, you just gotta jump in the whole time.
Yeah,
because it's so steep.
Yeah.
Like it seems awesome. Like I keep telling myself I'm gonna do it, but I have not made any effort to go do it.
Awesome and insane at the same time, which means that's like a 2 thumbs up.
That's kind of like our wheelhouse, right?
Yeah.
As I think you could. There's people your age doing it.
See, if
old and dying, yes,
old bastards. Well, it's easier for us old bastards. I got less life to give up if I'm doing something stupid. So now I'm kind of like, screw it. Might as well do the triple huck off that little bump, And
we have our own health insurance, so it's taken care of.
I got accident insurance at work now. This is great.
So like when the dude went in the waterfall, the volunteer ski control didn't react. Like, yeah, that's normal.
That's the most like New Hampshire attitude. I love that.
This is just another Tuesday.
Yeah.
All right, Ben. Anything else you got for us? Tell us your.
No, I'm just happy.
Pond skim story.
Oh yeah, so Mario
did
I told this to him. I did the pond skim this year at Bretton Woods. I called out for it which was a good reason after the fact. But I go down on these. They're not skis. Some fellow ski instructors, 104 Soul 7 rosinals, and I attempt my grab, and then I go and I continue like 180s, and there's this stop sign at the end. I go bam to that, and the stop sign goes into the crowd, hits up another employee, still clocked in. They try to file comp, it wasn't successful.
Oh shit! That's just like
they were on the clock though. The person who got clocked was on the clock.
That's workers' comp right there. Or did they say it was negated the workers' comp claim because it was a dangerous activity and you take your own?
They were in the line of fire. I don't know.
You're still at work. That's weird.
Yeah,
it's just weird.
Casualties of war, man. Well, it was a beautiful video. If you haven't checked out Ben's Instagram. Ben __ RUHL. Check it out. It's there. I saw it. I thought it was hilarious, but I didn't see it.
It went viral in the local area. I put it on a reel. It got like 300 likes.
Oh, nice.
That's cool. On a reel that wouldn't go viral would only like 65, just because how the format of it works.
Yeah.
Nice.
Wow.
Well, if you want to see more potentially viral videos, Ben _ RUHL on Instagram.
Yeah.
Ben, thank you so
much, guys,
for joining us, and have an awesome summer. And we'll talk to you about your new adventures next season.
Yeah, thanks, man. Good luck.
All right, man.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye.
Hope you all enjoyed that. If you want more information, we'll have links at the show notes on the website, skibumpodcast.com. Thank you so much for listening. We appreciate it. Check us out, skibumpodcast.com. Follow us on the socials, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Untapped, at Ski Bum Podcast. Send us an email, skibumpodcast@gmail.com. Go to your favorite podcasting apps, rate and subscribe. Go to the shop, skibumpodcast.com/shop. Patreon, support us. We would love that and appreciate it. Patreon.com/skibumpodcast. Thank you so much. Talk to you guys next week.
Stay high, stay fluting.
See ya.